Hello everyone, my name is Harsh Parikh and today me and my group will present a PowerPoint presentation of leadership. These are my group members' name. Next slide please. Here are some type of contents which will be discussed further in this presentation. Next slide please. So basically, leadership is a definition in which people might have conduct the leadership in different ways. Today I will talk about leadership, what it means, and some misunderstanding in which leaders must have to follow in an organization. For this case, many overview is being conducted in various organizations. Some of them defined as influencing, and some of them are defined as managing an organization. Next slide, please. So here I will present a video.
You have to have 6 traits one leader should have. And what are the 6 traits? Number 1, leader must have a vision. Without a vision, he will not be a leader, he or she. So leader must have a vision. The second one, leader must be able to travel into an unexplored path. Normally tendency to travel the well laid out path, but the leader, he takes the path of untraveled path. Third thing, leader must know how to manage success, most importantly the failure. Any mission he does or she does, so he has to go through some failure. They should know how to manage the failures. When the failure occurred, the leader of the organization owned the leader with failure. When the success came, he gave to his team. And the next one, fourth point, leader must have courage to take decision. That's a problem today throughout the world. Leader must have a courage to take decision. Fifth one, leader should have a nobility in management. Nobility in management is a big question mark. So I believe leader should have a nobility in management. Every action of the leader should be transparent. You know what I mean? So a leader should work with integrity and succeed with integrity. Leader should work with integrity and succeed with integrity.
So here in this video, Dr. APJ Abdul Kalam said that there are some various qualities and traits leaders must have possessed, such as he must have a vision, or he must have a capable to do success. Next slide, please. There are some myths in leadership and some misunderstanding in which people can be made in an organization. Next slide, please. Here is the one theory in leadership. It's ethical dilemma leadership. This is a situation where a leader must have to select both the situation where he have to think about the organizational welfare and both about the profit maximization. Here is one example of President Harry S. Truman. He in World War II, he have to select whether what to do while destroying the bombs in World War. And lastly, he did national security and faced ethical difficulties. Thank you. And the next slides will be presented by Kuntal.
Hello everyone, my name is Kuntal Panchal and here I am going to present about the leadership important models. There are 3 important models of leadership. The first model is the ocean model of personality. The second model is the leadership pipeline model, and the third one is the 360-degree feedback model. So these 3 models help us to understand the leadership traits, development stages, and also its drive to the success. So let's start with our first model, the ocean model of personality. The ocean model of personality is also known as the Big Five personality traits. This model has a framework used to describe a 5 core of personality dimension that influence leadership styles. The first one is the openness to express. It means involve creativity, curiosity, and willing to try new things. The second one is the curiousness. It involves being organized and reliable and disciplined. The third one is the extraversion. It means the gorgeousness, assertiveness, and the zeal. The fourth one is agreeableness. It means being cooperative and empathic. The last one is the neuroticism. It means related to emotional and stabilize and stress management. The second model is the leadership pipeline model. Can you please change the slide? The second one is the leadership pipeline model. The leadership pipeline model is developed by the Jameson Neal, Stefan Dotter, and the Ramcharan. It provides a structure, a way to train, develop a leader, a good leader. So there are 6 stages of pipeline model. The first one is from self-management to other management. The second one is from overseeing other to overseeing manager. The third one is transitioning from manager to functional manager. The fourth one is transitioning from functional manager to business manager. The fifth one is from grouping manager to business manager. And the last one is transitioning from group manager to enterprise manager. This model is help us to organize, identify, and future leader to efficient. So our third and last model is the 360-degree feedback model. Can you please change the slide? The 360 feedback model is overall. It's called taking a feedback from the other. It is a performance to evaluate the system that gather feedback from the different people, peers, and subordinates, and self-assessment. It helps us to leader get a complete picture of their efficient and highlight to strength and area for improvement. There are some challenges such as a risk of build in feedback. The second is a time consuming and complex to implement. So this model helps us to improve leadership from the feedback. So from these 3 models, from my perspective, I take Indra Nooyi as an example. Can you please change the slide? Indra Nooyi is a consciousness. So in the straight planning and right leadership, her extraversion come from dynamic consummation, and she lead a PepsiCo, a green and healthy growth. And the third and 360-degree feedback model is her demand for team input and a need to change from boosting PepsiCo forward. So this is my presentation part. So next slide will be presented by the Shrey Patel. Thank you so much for listening.
Thank you so much, Kuntal, for explaining your part. Myself, Shrey Patel. To begin with, motivation. Motivation is important for the organization as it is a key driver of productivity for an organization and firm. Many theories explain that why people work hard and how to keep them engaged in an activity. So, as you can see, there are 5 approaches of motivation. The first one is need-based approach. It is based on the unmet needs of employees. The best example for this is Maslow hierarchy of needs and Hilsberg 2-factor theory. The second one is process-based approaches, which tells about how much people put effort while working in a team or an individual. The third one is reinforcement theory, which basically depends on the rewards and the penalties which are being given by higher authority to the low level of people who are working for organization. The fourth one is job design approaches, organizing work to enhance the performance for the firm and the enjoyment which the people get by working in their field. The fifth one is goal setting theory. The setting up clear and realistic goals will be beneficial for the organization as it enhances the motivation. Can you please change the slide? So another topic for today is Maslow hierarchy of needs. It is a famous theory among the leadership and concept. This theory has 5 levels. First one is physiological needs. In this, there is a food, water, and shelter, which is being fulfilled by the organization to the employees. This is a basic need. The second one is the safety needs. When people seek for the security and financial stability. The third one is love and belongings, where people find the relationship while working with others. The fourth one is self-esteem needs, where people need a work appreciation while performing their task. The fifth one is self-actualization, where the personal growth and fulfillment are the main part of that level. Can you please change the slide? The Another topic for today is social briefing, where it occurs when people put less effort while working in the teams rather than doing it individual due to the lack of responsibility and spread of accountability. As you can see, there are some solutions: assigning clear goals and responsibility, and encouraging individual accountability. Moreover, virtual teams that use digital communication tools to collaborate remotely. There are certain advancement and challenges. The benefits for this is the flexibility and the cost effectiveness. The challenges are the communication barriers and lack of team cohesion. Can you please change this slide? The last but not the least, I want to give the example of a global leader who has used these theories and approaches in his life to succeed it. He is Mukesh Ambani, who is the businessman and a chairman of a Reliance Industry. He is known for his visionary leadership and strategic investment. Ambani ensures that there is a clear role and responsibility is being assigned to the employees. Also, tracking performance is main aim of the company for the employees. Operating globally by enabling flexibility and innovating it and addressing the communication barriers. So, thank you so much. This was from my side. The next slide will be presented by Zafar.
Thank you, Shrey, for explaining. And now this is my turn. It's ABC model of attitudes. It's about understanding human behavior in leadership. Leadership isn't just about giving orders. It's about understanding people. Why do employees react differently to the same situation? The ABC model of attitudes helps us answer this by breaking attitudes into three components, which are affective, behavioral, and cognitive. Scenarios which are like, suppose a company introduces a new work from home policy. Employees will react differently based on the ABC model. And one of the best example, which is Nelson Mandela and the ABC model in leadership. One of the greatest leaders who mastered this model was Nelson Mandela. During this fight against apartheid, he deeply understood people's emotion, encouraged peaceful action, and charged public perception. So the takeaway here is that greater leaders listen up, observe, and respond based on how people feel, act, and think. Great leaders understand these differences, like trying to convince friends to share the last slice of pizza, know how they feel, what they'll do, and what they think. Now it's about leadership consequences of hubristic leaders. Now let's talk the dark side of leaders, hubris. This happens when leaders become overly confident, arrogant, and start making reckless decisions because they believe they are always right. And the consequences of hubristic leadership are poor decision making, ethical failures, damaged organizational culture, and one of the best examples is Ken Lee Andrews, CEO, a case of leadership hubris, which is one of the most disastrous example of hubristic leadership. Is a Ken Lee, the former CEO of Enron. In the early 2000s, Enron was one of the largest energy companies in the world, but Lee's overconfidence led him to engage in unethical accounting practices. And a great example of humble leader is Warren Buffett, the CEO of Berkshire Hathaway. Despite being one of the richest men in the world, Buffett is known as for his humility, ethical leadership, and willingness. Hubris in leadership is like that friend who insists on driving after too many drinks, reckless, ignored warnings, and bound to crash. The lesson about this: stay humble, listen, and don't buy 10 pairs of neon socks you don't need. Now, Afsha will present the next slides.
Thank you, Zafir, for the explanation of our previous slide. My name is Afshanal. Now I will tell you about leadership development. Leadership development is a continuous process which requires effective monitoring and planning. In a global market, just 30% of leadership development is being inherited. Some experiences have a more significant impact in leadership development than others. Challenging situation shape our leaders' abilities for their outcome of growth and support. Now I will tell you about the on-job training. On-job training is done for each individual and for each employee to optimize their learning and growth. Even when we face difficulties in our organization, perseverance and encouragement play a crucial role in shaping strong leaders. At last, developing one's leadership skills is a lifelong process with many twists and turns. Can we forward to the next slide, please? The action, observation, reflection model. This is the model which takes place in leadership development, goes beyond experiencing events. Like we experience different lessons in our throughout life. There are three major aspects in this model: action, observation, and reflection. Action is the aspect in which we engage in leadership activities, taking initiative, making our own decisions, and leading more efforts towards organization or becoming a good leader. Observation, paying a close attention to the outcomes of actions, how others respond, how others work, and how did not. Reflection, we are thinking deeply about observations, analyzing what results are done by the peers or superiors and what could be done differently. Next slide, please. Skills for personal development as a leader. According to a TED Talk on YouTube, it is clear that leadership is not about a natural talent. It is about a self-development and building key which we have get throughout our life. There are 6 key leadership skills. First one is your first 90 days as a leader. In this point, we have to establish ourselves, build our own credibility, and set the tone for our leadership journey. Second, learning from experience. We should get more experiences in our life, like how much actions or how much efforts we had paid in our work. We should absorb outcomes of our own to get more growth in our success. Third, building technical competence. Master the technical aspects of your own role to earn respect and make informed decisions. Fourth, building effective relationships with superiors. We should develop trust. We should communicate properly with our managers and align with our own organization goals. Fifth, building effective relationship with peers. Like we should foster collaboration. We should do proper teamwork and give proper mutual support to strengthen our own leadership qualities. At last, development planning. We should set our own growth goals, like we should identify our areas in which we can improve ourselves. Last, I will talk about example. Ellen Johnson Sirleaf. She is the first Africa female president who had focused on the rebuilding the economy, improving education and fighting corruption, strengthened the Libya's global partnerships and secured foreign aid for the development. Now I will handing over to Zafir to conclude our presentation. Thank you.
Now let's break it down. Leadership isn't about having a magical gene. It's all about adaptability, like a chameleon. You need to adjust to the situation, the people, and the environment. And here's the cool part: leadership is more about learning than being born with traits. Now, power isn't about wearing a crown, it's about how you use your influence. But here's the fun twist: reflection is the real secret. You can't just take action, you haven't got to hit pause and learn from it. You know, like replaying your favorite moments to get better. So leadership isn't a destination, it's a lifelong journey of growth, fun challenges, and leaving your mark ready to jump in.